say that what we are seeing is that COVID-19 has created this really compelling business case for moving to cloud, because you have these attributes about like flexibility and adaptability and resiliency. And so I think there's been some interest there. I'm not sure that we're seeing adoption happening right now because businesses are still a little constrained with their budgets, but I do expect once we get out of the pandemic and things kind of return to normal, we probably will see more of a push to the cloud. The disruption that we're seeing with COVID-19, although this is, we aren't expecting another crisis or disruption like this to happen. One of the things that I'm hearing from Gartner is that companies really do need to be prepared for disruptions in general, be it disruptions from climate change or disruptions from social unrest or from politicalization of, we're seeing politicalization of just about everything.
Obviously, many companies were reactive. Oh my God, we've got to do something. We've got to get people working remotely. So maybe they signed some contracts too quickly. Maybe some people weren't as smart. Maybe they find themselves with something they want to try to renegotiate in the new year after things settle down. I think you'll hear about that more. I talked to a couple customers early on who kind of had that concern top of mind, and they specifically made their agreement with some language that protected them, for scale up and scale down. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out in 2021 and beyond.
Well, initially, there was a rush, to support employees working from home. So companies, to a large extent, had to wing it. They had to search for and deploy temporary solutions like increased, VPN, virtual private network capacity. On the UC side, make sure their employees had the headsets they needed for conferencing.
The overarching reality show plotline here is that digital transformation was happening before, and companies realized they needed customer data platforms to sort of manage all the customer data coming in from service, from marketing, from e-commerce. What do people want? How do we personalize offers? But the pandemic just accelerated these transformations at an incredible pace. Getting CDPs into these integrated stacks was a huge thing, and it also enables marketing to be more precise and to make it so that you're not getting overwhelmed with marketing messages. There's a need for personalized marketing. I mean, we've heard personalized marketing, personalization, blah 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 for years, but when live events are canceled and digital marketing is the only way to fill your sales funnel, the personalization becomes a much higher priority.
The approach really is to get rid of all those names for different kinds of repositories for data, whether data warehouse or various kinds of SQL or no SQL. The lines will continue to blur between all those. So the reality is ultimately business analysts and data analysts don't care what the naming of the technology is. They care about getting access to data and deriving value from data. The biggest trend in this space, whether it's AI or data management or a hybrid of both, because each is being used in each other's space, is that it's helping enable data discovery which is most organizations still don't have a clue what data they have. So AI and machine learning tools, particularly data catalogs, are a fast growing trend that help users discover what they have. And then there's classification. So they're using, organizations are using AI and machine learning to automate classification. They used to manually classify data into different types. Now with the volume of data spread across so many different locations, they need AI and ML to help do that job. And finally, there's data policy. So based on discovered data that has been properly labeled, AI and machine learning can create policy templates or automated policies for data use and data governance.
One of the things we're keeping an eye on, I have a reporter who covers HR software, and he's keeping kind of a focus on employee experience. So I think you're going to start seeing it there as well. You're going to start seeing maybe things tied to COVID-19, like health tracking apps that might have some AI underneath them, but also things like help desk and virtual assistants.
Well, if you're talking edge computing, which is really what we're talking about, I mean, much of that will be a part of 5G. Now, we don't expect business 5G to be available next year. Those services are still probably a couple of years away, according to a lot of analyst firms. However, we will see a building out of the infrastructure for 5G, and that's where the edge comes in.